Hello, I'm Boot and welcome back to OAP FC. Thanks as always for joining me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you do, and go check out all your content after this. And like I always say, if you really want to help my channel out, you can always become a patron. It's massively appreciated. Links to that and some other things down below in the description. Now, I was intending to do this as a one-off. I really enjoyed it. It's got really good views for me that I really was appreciative of, because you don't know how anything like this is going to go down. But just in case, I decided to do another one. I set a few things up so I could do that, and a lot of you enjoyed it. A lot of you wanted the second season. It will only be a second season, so I've simulated it, and we're going to find out how they get on, the old boys. It was quite good, wasn't it? So let's find out. So here we are with this club who play at the retirement home in London, and yeah, they didn't have a bad season. I mean, don't get me wrong, they were still stacked with talent, loads of ability. Loads of great mentals. Some of the physicals were probably on the wane. Some of the lads who were put in the squad didn't make the cut. But they had a respectable, really respectable year. They of course made it into the top four, finishing with 65 points and getting themselves into the Champions League. And don't forget, won the FA Cup, beating Manchester City, getting pounded in the final, taking it to penalties where the age and experience shone through. And they won it, so they got a trophy in the cabinet. Now, of course, I gave them an old manager. Some people were saying they should have maybe gone even older, a Warnock or someone like that. But I went with Claudio Ranieri because he's old and he'd won a Premier League, so I wanted that experience. But he found himself sacked. Then when Fergie took over, what did Fergie play now? 4 games, won them all, which was brilliant. Now, put Fergie in just as a director, and he was like the interim manager. Now, another get again, some people said, oh, he'd doing brilliant as a manager, but he's not an active manager. I wanted active players still in the game and active managers still in the game. But he came in and he did a fantastic job. Now, obviously, you can't set it up to only employ old managers. You can set it up to employ experienced managers, and they went with Antonio Conte, who obviously finished off the season, won him that FA Cup, and got in the top 4. So he's got a new season now. But obviously, some players have retired. Some players are going to get binned. But I did set it up so there was future transfers in place for new players to come in. And also, don't forget, I put a transfer ban in place, and I put it in place for 2 years in case I did do this second episode, so they couldn't bring any players in, because if the game gets hold of this, they'll just be spending all the money they've got, signing good players, young players, and I didn't want that. I want to see how far these lads can get. And a lot of these are a year older, but it's some new blood. Now, again, I think some of you maybe, I don't know, maybe misunderstood it as well. I'm not the manager. I'm just simulating it and seeing what happens. So I couldn't personally bring any players in, but when I set this up at the beginning, I just looked at a few that might flesh out the team, and these are the ones I've chosen. Someone mentioned Marcelo, that'd have been cracking. Didn't think of that one, but it's too late now. So yeah, these are the new boys that are going to come in. They've got 7 new players to help out. Now, a few players have retired. Abramovich retired, which I was surprised about, because I've seen him last a little bit longer. Some of these guys are up for sale, but they'll still be sticking around and playing. Some won't get registered because it is what it is. It's up to Conte, whatever he decides, because he plays that 3 at the back, wing back formation, doesn't it? So it's up to him. But again, a lot of them have got a lot older. If we change the age here, you'll see. And you might also notice a Buffon has gone as well. But it's what it is. So I think they're only going to have 1 keeper out there. I think the other keepers are going to be greyed out. That might be an issue if he gets injured, or they've got a youth keeper come through. But remember, they've got the club's not set up for anything like that. Just in case you forgot, it was all about state-of-the-art training facilities. Nothing to do with youth. They've still got poor youth, basic academy, basic youth. But of course, the coaching team's improved. Obviously, the game has fleshed it out. They've got Duncan Ferguson as a coach. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I like that. Big old Dunk, top player, big man beast if you don't know who he is. Alex Ferguson's still here. He's not retired. So he plays this formation on the game, doesn't he? Does he play this in real life? I'm not that clued up. But you know, it's when you look at it, even though it's old, you've got Messi, Fernandinho and Modric in the middle. Milner, Luis, Thiago Silva, Piqué. Suarez is still here. So this is still stacked. And I fully expect him to still be pretty competitive. So let's jump forward and see what they do. So I've jumped forward to the 1st of Jan, and OAP FC find himself in 8th on 26 points. Not too bad. I mean, that's all right when you think who they are. Got some real old boys there, aren't they? Messi, 3rd highest goal scorer. Wow. So Conte is actually still in charge. When I first loaded up this save file, and you go on that main page, it'll show you insecure jobs, and it said OAPFC. Conte's job is insecure. So he could be in a bit of trouble. If you look at his Premier League results, he started off with a loss to his actual club in real life, Spurs, and it's a bit of a rainbow effect in it. All the pretty colours of the rainbow, bit mixed match. Drew with City, that's pretty respectable. Got beat off Burnley. That's not. No offence, Burnley fans. Drew with Chelsea though. Drew with Leeds. He played anyone else? Massive. Battered off Arsenal. So yeah, a long way to go, and it looks like his job could be on the line. So how is he doing in the other comps? Well, he's still in the Carabao. He beat Rotherham 1-0, and he beat Leeds 3-1. Suarez and Messi, check that out. And he's got Burnley in the quarter-final. But what about the Champions League? Well, he finished third, which is a little disappointing. Only a point behind Ajax. Let's have a look at how he did. So the games he lost to Bayern, Ajax and Dynamo Kiev. Drew with Bayern, that's respectable. And managed to win 2-0 against Dynamo Kiev and beating Ajax 1-0. But it wasn't enough, but at least he finished third. So they'll be staying in Europe. And they've drawn Villarreal in the first knockout round. So he's trimmed his squad down. A few of the lads have been dropped down into under 23, the old boys, but these are the guys he likes. Although Nani's still there, unregistered. Still playing his tactic, I think. Is he with the three at the back and the wing backs? I mean, is it really working for him? I don't know. Don't think so. Who's scoring all the goals? Guessing. Going to be Messi, Suarez. Not doing too bad. So yeah, I mean, these players are still pretty good. I mean, let's have a look how some of the older ones are looking these days. So if it changes to the age, Pepe's still playing, still looks decent, doesn't he? 39. Dani Alves, I'm sure they didn't want Danny last year, but this year he's playing. Handanovic, still a good keeper, and he's 38 years old. Look at that, he's decent, isn't he? Thiago Silva, they're still good, aren't they? I mean, Modric, he's cracking on, 37, is still world class. Some player, that lad, isn't he? Some player. Messi down here is one of young boys at 35. Still very good. Anyway, I've jumped forward to the 1st of March. Looks like Conte's gone, and they've gone, Alex, come down from that office. Help us out for a little bit. So Alex Ferguson's the manager again, but he's only an interim manager. Now, I did have a save file for the 1st of February, and something happened, and I've never seen this in my life before. When I do simulations, obviously I have my manager on, unemployed, just so I can simulate and look at things. And I loaded it up, and I was Portugal manager. So the game had accepted the Portugal job for me. I have never seen that. I've never come back off a simulation into a job I haven't accepted myself. Very strange. But anyway, yeah, Fergie's here now because OAPFC find themselves in 10th. So, Conte, out the door. He was sacked a few days ago, actually, on the 22nd of February. Sacked. Wow. 126. I hate that green. They're hard to read, isn't it? Drawn 13, lost 21. And Fergie's been in charge now for a week, but he hasn't took charge of a game yet. I mean, last time he did really well. He only played 4 and won 4. So I can kind of see here maybe why he's been sacked. Obviously played Man United, got beat, went on a 3-game losing streak. Only won 2 games, drawn 3, lost another 2, losing to Spurs again. So yeah, but is that everything that's helped towards Conte's downfall? Well, to be fair, they got to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup and getting beat by West Ham 2-1. 2-1, gutted. Benzema getting the goal. Burnley, they got scraped through in the quarters on penalties. Benzema and Fernandinho getting the goals. So I mean, he got to a semi, and then the league form's bad. What about Europe? Well, they only played the 1 game not long before he got sacked. 4-4, won on penalties. Wow, what a game that is. Suarez, Benzema, Messi, Ramos. Look at that. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And still in it, but Juventus, surely the end of the road. 2nd or 3rd. Fergie's going to be in charge for that, won't he? Before Fergie gets here, who is the favourite? Roberto Mancini to take over. Interesting, that's a good choice, I think. Experienced older manager, not mega old, but you know, he's getting on a bit. That'd be quite good. Right, I've jumped forward another month. It's now the 2nd of April, and OAPFC find himself in 9th. I mean, there's some way off getting into Europe. So, you know, maybe they're starting to wane a bit, but all these managerial changes doesn't help. And Mancini didn't get the job, no. Zidane has come in. Zinedine Zidane. Who, to be fair, he's a good manager and obviously being linked with Manchester United in real life. Don't think it's going to happen. to be fair, 50 years old, won 3 Champions League back-to-back. And yeah, what can he do? Plays different, probably plays a style that fit this team better, I think, than Conte's. But like me and many others, you probably want to know how Fergie did. Well, he played 4 games again, weirdly, but this time he didn't get beat either. He won 3, drawn 1. So in 8 games in charge, that means he's won 7, drawn 1, undefeated. Just give Fergie the job. Like I said, it'd have been great to put him in charge for the actual experiment, but he wasn't an active manager. That was my whole point behind it. If you want to know why. So yeah, well done, Fergie. Zidane's come in, and he's not played yet. So let's look at the results. And of course, Fergie played those 4 games. Starting with the Juve game, which he won on penalties. Messi getting an early goal. Weston McKennie coming back with a one in the 17th minute. They went down. Wow, they went down to 10 men. Juve. It's gone to penalties, and look at. They just don't mess, did it? Penalties. OAP FC. That experience shines through. Fergie drew with Sheffield United 2-2, but then he's beaten Chelsea 2-0, and then beat Leeds 1-0, and now it's all up to Zidane to finish out the season. Real Sociedad in the quarterfinals. I reckon they could do that. So here we are now. It's the 25th of May, and OAPFC found themselves in 11th. So some drop off from last year. Nowhere near a European spot, which is a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. How did Zidane finish out this season? You might have noticed. You might have seen it. I don't think I've highlighted this. Conte would have been in charge, wouldn't he? But they got knocked straight out by Spurs. Spurs love beating OAPFC this year, don't they? In the Premier League, Zidane managed to win 3, he drew 1, and he'd lost 4. Played some big teams there, though. He had to go up against City, United, and Liverpool. Always going to be a tough ask. And finished 11th. So obviously out the Carabao, out the FA Cup. Premier League's been average. What about Europe? Well, let's be honest, he's a bit of a master at it, Zidane. I mean, I did an experiment with United, and he won the Champions League the first season when I put him in charge of United, just towards the end of FM21, that one. So he is, isn't he? He just does well in Europe as a manager. I don't know how, does the game put that in place, or is it just a fluke? I don't know. But they got past Real Sociedad, drawing 1-1, Suarez scoring. Then they beat him 1-0, Suarez scoring. Got Lyon, a team he could beat and should be beating, but they drew 2-2, both goals from Messi. And then at home, 2-1, Suarez, both goals. Now they find themselves in a final against Lazio. Now last time I attended it and watched it, and then thought I should have recorded this, and then basically we all watched the highlights together, didn't we? This time, because it's the end, should we attend it together? Let's do it, eh? Let's go to a European final. We're all going to sit together. You're buying the beers. Sitting in the stands. Didn't look where it is. Don't care where it is. It's a cup final. OAPFC in grey. Lazio, a team I kind of fell in love with on my Journeyman last year. If you didn't see that, you missed out. Love that series. Can't wait for my new Journeyman to start next year. But yeah, cup final time, boys and girls, if you're actually watching. So here we go. I've got it on key highlights. Let's just see what happens. It'd be interesting. I mean, Lazio got some good players, but then look at that team. Handanovic, Milner, Bonucci. I mean, it's still stacked. Here's Pedro. Benzema. We'll have a look at how the players have done. I had a quick look a minute ago. I don't think Benzema's been a bit disappointing, I think. But we'll have a look at the last squad, see how they all played. Look at that. I mean, this team's still got loads of technical ability, great mental strength. It must maybe somewhere in areas that the physical side of the game might let them down. But a team like this has every chance. Go on, Pedro! Of winning. Yeah, there's no Messi in the team. I think I saw he got injured, I think. Which is a big loss, really, because I mean, he's 35, but he's still world class. Modric in that team either. He's still world class. That's a big loss. But you know, look at it still. I mean, I think Vidal and is it Matuidi? Can't say names. They're new boys. Benzema obviously new. But yeah, going towards the end of the first half, and Lazio looking like the better team. And it is half time. They need to do more, but like the FA Cup final last year, they got pounded by City, survived, got to penalties, and did it. But I'd like him to score. Good to cheer, wasn't it? Come on, OAPFC. I've enjoyed this. It's been fun. Someone, I won't tell you what or who, I will get in touch with them though, gave me a great idea for another video. Another cheeky imaginary team experiment, which I think is very clever, so thank you very much. when I make it, I will thank you personally in that video. So I think it'd be quite cool. I might tweak it a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, come on, cup final time. 10 minutes into the second half. We need a goal. We need a bit of magic. One of the old boys, don't we? But yeah, Lazio, a team I've not really cared too much for, but you know, whenever you have a good save, kind of like liking them a little bit. And ever since I had a really good stint at Lazio, I'm a journeyman. Every time I see him on the game now, I go, ah, oh, Lazio. Enjoyed my time there. Right, come on, boys. Right, here's Anderson now for Lazio, running down that right-hand side. Can they break the deadlock? Yes, they can. Immobile. Just makes me think he can't run anywhere or move or walk. Right, come on, Zidane. You're going to need to do something here, mate, aren't you? You need to do something. It's not made any changes. And it's Lazio again with a corner. They go 2-0 down. It's over. Yeah, it's over. No, it's not. Checking goal review. Goal awarded. It's over. I can't see him getting back into this. Unfortunately, there was a suspicion of offside. Maybe. So maybe the luck's run out this year. Bit disappointed though. I still felt like, you look at that Lazio team and it's good, don't get me wrong, but I still think they had enough in the locker to do this. And I thought with Zidane in charge, especially the European master, they might achieve some. At Fabregas is on the pitch. Don't know how much he's going to do. But you know, you can always score 2 goals in the last couple of minutes. Man United fan here. I know that can happen in a European final. I don't think it's going to win though. I think it's going to end on a bit of a damp squib for OAP FC. And James Milner's been sent off, so definitely done. Benucci having a shocker. God's sake, boys. Well, there we go. OAP FC couldn't put a little cherry in the cake of this little mini-series for us and lift their second trophy, but I've still enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting it together, enjoyed seeing how it all panned out. It is interesting because they were quality players. I don't know what I expected. Were they going to be still amazing together as a unit? Or were they going to really crash and burn? So it's been a bit of an in-between. I think you can look at it as kind of a success. They got a trophy, got a champion, bit of European football, which is cool. Just a bit disappointed, even though I'm not the manager. Just a bit sad about this. So booed. Spotted at the Puskas Arena. Should have looked that. I love the Puskas Arena. Again, for my journeyman, if you watched it, you'll know why. Sources in the media are so far at a loss to explain his reason for attending the game. It's a cup final, and I could go. Weirdos. So last look at the squad, and of course, they had some big players out. Ramos was injured, out for 2 months. Messi was injured, out for 9 weeks. Could they have made a difference, seeing as they're 2 of their better players? Potentially, Messi would have. Look at his goals and his assists. That really hurt him, I think. So yeah, that's a bit sad. Why was Modric not playing? I mean, he's gone right off the boil there, to be fair, but seriously? Not even on the bench? Maybe he's coming back from a little knock, but yeah, that surprised me. But yeah, goals wise, obviously it's all about Messi and Suarez. They did really well. Benzema, look at that, only 12 goals. I don't know why I expected more from him, assist wise, but yeah. So yeah, this is the end. Unfortunately, I've quite enjoyed it, but it is the end, because in a few days' time the transfer ban is lifted. This club will be minted. Don't forget, it's not spent a penny on players, and I imagine they have a bit of money in the bank right now, and things would change. It would not be old age players FC anymore, but it has been fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Well, there you go. Thank you for watching OAP FC. I didn't know if I was going to do a second one, but it's been a joy to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash that thumbs up, maybe even subscribe if you're new, and if you fancy having a go yourself this little 2-year challenge, let me know. We'll get in touch through emails and I'll send you the save file and you can have a go if you want. But yeah, thank you for watching both. Massively appreciated. You never know with stuff like this if anyone's going to give a shit. But like I said, it's inspired me through a comment to do something different in the future. I've got another experiment coming out, a Saver Club experiment. And of course, make sure you're catching up on the Sheffield Wednesday rebuild. But as always, stay happy, stay safe. I'm Booed. Bye-bye.